Meanwhile, Gam, stories that Antonio Conte once again linked to Arsenal. What's going on here?
Well, what's going on is that Mikel Arteta has lost every game that he's played in the Premier League this season with Arsenal, and that Conte is unemployed. And as often happens, there's, we call them agents. We should really call them intermediaries. Oh. They are intermediaries who talk. And there's no question that people look at Arsenal, it's a big club, and they go in and say, hey, do you fancy having a go at old Antonio? He's won the Premier League before. He'd be a great fit. I think that's all that's happened. But Federico Pastorello, who's an agent who's very close to Conte, who has acted as one of these intermediaries in the past, say he came out certainly knocking back the notion that there was any kind of agreement between Conte and Arsenal, or pre-agreement, or whatever you want to talk, or whatever you want to call it. There's no question in my mind. In fact, several people have suggested to me that that Arsenal have been approached by intermediaries, just in case they decide to dispatch Arteta. Equally, from what I was told, is that Arsenal aren't entertaining that notion for the time being, and they've got these 2 games coming up, I think, against Norwich and Burnley, and they'll see where they are then. But there's no question that, of course, that Conte wants to get back in the game, and the Premier League has a ton of appeal, especially a big London club like Arsenal.
Really? You go from winning Scudetto with Inter Milan, Gam, to Arsenal and the state that they're in. Why would he want that?
Well, because you have a chance to build back better, right? You have a chance at another job. I think Conte takes a look around Europe, and he's not going back to Juventus for very obvious reasons. He can wait for Manchester United and wait forever. He certainly isn't going back to Chelsea. He's burned too many bridges there. Not really City's bag. There's only so many places that you can go. Not Real Madrid, most likely, although he has spoken to them in past. If you remember, he was strongly linked to the job. He's been strongly linked to the job before twice, and both times they said, no, we don't want him. Too rough and tumble. He's one of those coaches who loves to coach and wants to be back into the game. And at Arsenal, for all their current woes, this is a very big club with a lot of potential to get back where they belong. And if you saw the interview with Edu, when he counted how many players under the age of 23 Arsenal either had re-signed or had signed and so on. So, there is a curve there. So I think that's why it might have appeal for him. Whether Conte should have appeal for Arsenal, I think that's a different matter. I think that depends on how much you can invest and whether you're willing to jump on the Conte roller coaster.
Conte's not exactly known for bringing young players, is he? He's known for getting in somewhere, laying down the rules, not just with the players, but with the sports director, and saying, right, I need this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. That's going to cost money. Arsenal have just spent a fair bit of money for them. So if they've got more money to spend, then maybe, yes, Conte. It'd be great for Arsenal fans, because you're going to get somebody who's going to come in, and regardless of what he's starting with, they're going to be running around, they're going to be chasing, they're going to be organised, they're going to be, at the very least, fighting for every last breath that they've got. So that's, if you're an Arsenal fan, that's a good place to start, because that's not what they do right now.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.